Are you sure your coworker just got fired because AI took the job? Does it feel weird that the same week a company reports profit and the stock goes up, the layoff email still lands like rain? And even stranger, they all use the same line. We are restructuring to optimize with AI. I am Max, from 5 years ahead. And today I'm logging a future log you should hear before it's too late. Here is the dirty truth. In many places, they are not firing people because AI already does the whole job. They fire people because they want to change the rules. They want you weaker, cheaper, and easier to replace. AI is the fancy jacket. It helps hide an old move, cut cost, break leverage, and pull power back to the executive floor. In this video, I will peel back how that game works, layer by layer, from the optimization email to the way wages get squeezed, and at the end, I will give you 3 practical survival steps, so you are not the next name on the list. Why do companies say AI transformation, but the people who stay end up with more work? Why do they blame tech, when what they really want is control? Could it be you are being pulled into a convenient story, so you blame yourself, instead of looking at the new rules? Or is there a bigger trick happening right inside your work inbox? We will clear it all up right now. Welcome to today's story, the layoff curtain. And now, keep walking with Survive AI. Right now, you have 3 questions. What is the real reason behind this layoff wave? If AI is not perfect, who is actually taking your job? And what should you do right now so you do not turn into a pawn on a cold chessboard? I will answer in the right order. So when this ends, you know exactly where you stand. Meet Mark. He is a software engineer in a very expensive U.S. city. On Monday morning, he opens his laptop. He sees a short, mandatory meeting on his calendar. Right after that, an email from HR shows up. No real name, just a company signature. And a line that feels like metal. We must reduce headcount to optimize operations. Mark looks around the office. A few desks are already empty. A few people are frozen in place, hands shaking, not sure if they should pack up or ask questions. He texts a close coworker. The message says, "Seen." Then, nothing. Inside the company chat, people start talking about AI, about automation, like it is fate. But Mark is not most afraid of AI. He is afraid of something else. He just realized that being safe today does not mean being safe tomorrow. You think the next part is AI stepping in and doing Mark's job, right? No. What steps in first is the work of 3 people who were cut, dumped onto the shoulders of the people who remain. Mark is kept, but his day gets longer. His throat stays dry from stress, and every night he gets home like he just ran from a fire. The AI his boss brags about still makes mistakes. It still needs Mark to fix it. It still needs Mark to untangle it every single day. And this is the key. Optimization is not to reduce work. It is to push output, push speed, and push obedience. When you fear losing your job, you ask for less, you negotiate less, you accept more. Lower pay, longer hours, and even forced office days. This is a rule change. They use fear to rewrite the deal. If you are wondering, why do this when the company still makes money? The answer is in another game, the game of the market. And the price of labor? Now meet Sarah. She is a project manager. Her name lands on the restructuring list. She is not lazy. She is not weak. Her role is just labeled "can be optimized." After months of applying, interviewing, and hearing nothing back, her savings gets thinner and thinner. In the end, she takes a new job with a lower title, lower pay, and the same expectations as before. This is how a market reset works. No secret conspiracy needed, just numbers. When too many skilled people become jobless at once, companies gain power. Workers lose leverage. You are no longer negotiating with talent. You are negotiating with rent, bills, and deadlines. You are negotiating with fear. And if you think this is the worst part, you have not hit the deeper truth yet. Some jobs existed for years, Not because they create real value, but because the system needed them. Until AI exposed the whole thing. Not done yet. Do you know the cleanest trick to make you do twice the work for less pay? It is not AI. It is pushing a lot of people out at the same time. So the job market floods with skilled workers like you. When supply is high, your negotiating power disappears. Fast. You can feel it in recruiter messages. They sound polite, but every line smells like optional. Optional to take less money. Optional to take a lower title. Optional to do more because the team is lean. And if you do not take it, someone else will, because they are running out of rent money. This is the rule change. It is not that you got worse. The game changed. The benefit for them is cheaper labor. The price for you is a squeezed middle class, and it becomes very hard to return to your old level. And wait, the real reason is even uglier. Have you ever sat in a 2-hour meeting and realized your presence was useless? You nod. You take notes. You say a few safe lines like, "I agree." And in the end, nothing changes. But you still get paid, because the system needs you to look busy, to prove the machine is running. Think about those days in the office. Hours spent making a spreadsheet look nice. Endless email chains between teams. Reports your boss never reads. That is not work. That is a ritual. It exists to fill the calendar and create the feeling of control. Then AI shows up like a mirror. It reflects the truth. Many tasks are just repeatable process. If your work is a repeatable process, it becomes a button. The era of show up, look busy, go home is being erased. No apology. No warning. Listen, I am not saying those jobs were worthless. I am saying the system paid for busyness for too long. AI does not only automate, it also exposes, and when something is exposed, the next move is often to cut it. The upside sounds beautiful. Fewer meetings, less paperwork, fewer endless emails. But the pain hits somewhere else. Millions of average execution workers suddenly do not know how to prove value, because their best skill was keeping the machine looking like it runs. You will see this inside companies. The people who stay are not always the best. Often, they are the ones who can carry more, tolerate more, and say yes faster. This is the trap. The more you tolerate, the more you get pushed. And the more you get pushed, the more you think you must learn something fast. But what you learn is the life or death question. Now it gets painful. Most people react the same way. I will learn AI. I will use AI. I will not be replaced. It sounds smart. But if you learn AI only to do faster work that was already low value, you just turn yourself into a faster button. And a button will always be replaced by another button. Cheaper. Mark tried it. He used AI to write code faster. He used it to summarize docs faster. He used it to answer email faster. The result? His boss praised him, then gave him more work. Not because Mark is bad, because the system rewards speed with load. Mark ran faster, and the conveyor belt just sped up. Then Mark saw the truth. His safety was not in speed. It was in judgment, asking the right questions, spotting risk before it explodes, talking with humans to lock decisions. That is where AI is weak, and that is where you can flip the game. If you are willing to change your role, you think you are competing with people. No, you are competing with a filtering system. That system does not care how hard you work. It cares what results you can produce. That can be measured, sold, and defended against risk. Sarah felt it too. She applied. Silence. She interviewed. Silence. She started doubting herself. Then she rewrote her resume like a luck ritual. But the problem was not a few lines of text. The problem was timing. The market was being reset. Each opening was a funnel, dumping hundreds of people into the same narrow slot. And when you enter that funnel, you get forced into an old game. The job application game. The waiting game. The please pick me game. This is where many people misunderstand. The exit is not getting a job. The exit is changing your position. We are close to the solution now. If you want out of the job funnel, do not enter it with a please posture. Enter with a solve posture. That means you do not just tell them what you did. You prove what problem you solved and what risk you reduced. For real people, Mark tried a different move. He picked a pain every company fears. Systems going down, customers leaving, and the whole team getting paged at 3 a.m. He rewrote his story as a chain of incidents. What he noticed first, what he tested, how he isolated the cause, how he stopped it from happening again. Suddenly, interviews stopped asking, "What do you know?" They started asking, "What would you do if this happens?" Sarah changed too. She cut the vague lines. She told one project from start to finish, at the messiest point, when budget got cut and leaders changed their mind. She turned experience into evidence. And with evidence, you are no longer just a name on a list. Now I switch to survival mode. You do not need to become a genius. You need to become someone with leverage. The first leverage is attaching yourself to an outcome that businesses truly pay for. Less time to deliver, fewer errors, lower cost, more revenue. When you tie your work to outcomes, you move out of the nice-to-have group and into the it hurts if we lose you group. Next, build proof, not a brag sheet. A personal project is fine, as long as it has context, decisions, a before and after, and a lesson you learned. Do not make it a trophy. Make it a short war journal. When people read it, they should see how you think under pressure. And while you do this, you are building something bigger than a resume. You are building trust. Trust is what pulls you out of the cheap race. The second leverage is human skill, but in a practical way. Learn how to clarify messy requests. Learn how to ask questions that reveal risk. Learn how to talk in a way that lands a decision, not just communicate. AI can write fast, but it does not take responsibility when the product breaks. It does not stand in front of a customer and explain what happened. The third leverage is using AI like a speed assistant, not like a crutch. Use it to cut time on repeat work. Then spend that time on what humans do best: judgment, priority, and truth checks. If you use AI only to do more, you will get rewarded with more work. If you use AI to do better, you become more trusted. These three levers will not make you untouchable, but they make you harder to replace. And more important, they give you choices. 1 month after optimization, Mark stopped chasing busy work. He aimed for a role companies fear losing most: the person who protects uptime, the person who keeps stability, the person who puts out fires before they become disasters. He did not say, "I know this tool." He said, "I prevented this outage." And the air in the interview room changed. Sarah did not try to win back an old title. She picked an area teams lack the most, turning chaos into a plan, turning scattered goals into real progress. She paid a price. She had to give up fake safety. She had to learn how to prove value with outcomes. But what she gained was control. She felt like she was driving again, not getting dragged. If you feel like Mark or Sarah, remember this: you are not weak. You are living under new rules. And you can learn to play again. Take one line with you from this video. Many layoffs are not because AI already replaced you. They happen because people use AI as cover to bend the labor market. Your natural reflex is to run faster, do more, and chase whatever is hot. But survival is somewhere else. Pick outcomes. Build evidence. Raise your human leverage. If you do that, you stop being a cost line. You become certainty. In a time when everyone feels uncertain. And when you become certainty, pay 10 roles. And options start finding you. Not from luck, from position. If you want me to expose which roles are getting quietly erased in the next 5 years, and the early signals before the layoff email lands, subscribe to Survive AI. I am Max, and I will see you in the next episode, where we talk about the jobs that look safe, but are disappearing in silence.